Don't you guys think it's strange that mainstream news is not talking about Tinubu's health issues?
OB Keeng to ease no eye, coming out with the music to ease your mind.
Hi guys, it's OB Keeng once again in the house with another video for you guys. Today I'm here to talk about the many gaffes of Tinubu. As a Nigerian presidential candidate, Tinubu has made so many gaffes of late. In fact, his slip-ups have inspired a whole lot of memes, a whole lot of jokes, a whole lot of cartoons. Even kids were making fun of Tinubu and his frail looking self. He comes out comical sometimes. I mean, when Tinubu was announced the presidential candidate of the APC, he couldn't even hold the flag by himself. It's worse when you think that this person is running to become president of over 200 million people in a country that is in dire need of good leadership. Now, a lot of times when you try and bring this up, a lot of people, especially APC supporters, they say things like, oh, everybody grows old one day, do not make fun of the elderly. I don't know what kind of mind games they are trying to play. We've already seen the impact of somebody that is old and frail being in an office that requires a whole lot of work. At the end of the day, they end up not performing. President Buhari, when he entered into office, took over 6 months to compile his cabinet of ministers. When stuff like that happens, it affects the economy, it affects the running of Nigeria drastically because the person in charge is not really strong enough to handle the affairs of the nation. So when you try and bring up the issues of these gaffes and they say, oh, don't make fun of the sick, don't make fun of the elderly, but at the same time, the same APC supporters are trying to say that he's not sick, that he's well enough to run for president. So it doesn't make sense, it's just cognitive dissonance. Anyway, my main gripe is like with the mainstream media, they are not talking about this. Like, this is a very serious issue. They don't show any of his gaffes or anything. So a lot of these gaffes, they are on social media. And it's not like they are clips that are taken out of context or anything. Like, these are full-length videos of Tinubu talking out of points, of Tinubu saying things that don't make any sense. So it might be to talk about social issues because I don't see any more pressing social issue than the elections right now. I decided to compile all these videos into one, so that we can see it as a whole and actually decipher what's going on with this presidential candidate called Bola Ahmed Tinubu, aka BAT. First video, broom, broom, broom.
Shall be symbol by broom. Broom, 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 broom. Broom. Broom, 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 broom.
I'm not even sure what happened there. Maybe Tinubu had a lapse in memory. The broom is the sign of the APC party, so that's why they are holding it up, in case you don't know by now. The next video is a classic. The farmer will make money.
The farmer will make more money. Your lunch will not be imported. Cassava gari, yes. The farmers will make money. The dinner will be cassava by wire.
I think in this video, Tinubu was trying to outline his plans for Nigerian agricultural sector. So basically, I think he's trying to root for local production, but the way he said it, it just sounds kind of strange. I don't know who is importing their lunch in this country. It doesn't even make sense. Alright, next video, 50 million youths.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them by illiterate. So don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
Okay, I'm not sure why they were clapping there. I think in this video, Tinubu is trying to outline his plans for the security sector of Nigeria, which don't bode well for anybody. Really doesn't make sense sometimes listening to these videos, because first of all, you're trying to decipher what you think he means, and second of all, you're just tired and feeling hopeless that this guy is actually running to become president of your country. Saying that he'll create demand and consumption doesn't really make any sense, because they are almost the same thing. Maybe he meant you create demand and supply. No idea. The next clip is my personal favorite, tweeting from WhatsApp.
Do you know how many of you tweeting on the WhatsApp right now? The world will host a database of 1.6 billion on WhatsApp alone. And yet, we started disconnecting for NFPP. Our phone numbers. No, it's not it. Let us forget. We cannot continue the lamentation of the past.
This video is very funny to me because I saw the longer version and there was a whole lot more gaffes. Somebody handed him a paper full of statistics on social media that he can talk about. So he kept looking at the paper to get the statistics. He messed up the numbers, he messed up the delivery. In fact, it seems like the paper was distracting from his speech.
Today, the Twitter, the Facebook alone represent 3.5 billion people. How did they do it that we cannot? All you need is courage and determination, perseverance. If the YouTube alone had 2.9 billion people following it, including you all standing here, then Nigeria can excel, can do it.
It just shows that he has no idea about social media in general. So here's the next clip, pharmaceutical vegetables.
Reticulation of road gaps to create green land, fertile one, to produce sufficient pharmaceutical vegetables and others that will heal our body and grow food for ourselves.
I think the major issue and something that predominantly comes up in a lot of these gaffes is Tinubu trying to sound very intelligent, like he's trying to sound professor level intelligence, and it never comes out well. He comes, he riffs, and he knows you get applause at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter if he's trying to pass across a message or not. Okay, on to the next video. Action.
And the commitment for us as members of the action.
What other proof do you need that this person is unfit to become president when he can't even remember the name of the political party he's running under? Something to even point out, a lot of these clips, they are not made by rival supporters or anything, or people who want to dampen his image. For example, this action clip, whoever is taking the video obviously is trying to cover up for Tinubu. You see when Tinubu's hands begins to shake, the camera person moves the camera away from him and tries to bring it back. Then when Tinubu can remember the name of his party, the person switches off the feed, like the person stops taking the capture. A lot of these clips are not even long enough to show the full gaffe, so that's very, very scary. All right, on to the next clip, management of anger.
Getting over
management of anger is a shutter of light, then we will have failed the maturity.
This is the one clip that I can't even try and explain it. The way Tinubu talks and the mishmash of words he always uses made me go and do a little research into what could be happening to him. A lot of people suggest that Parkinson's disease is the culprit because his hands keep, shaking. But the jumbling of words itself, I think, is something called word salad, a confused or unintelligible mixture of seemingly random words and phrases, specifically in psychiatry, as a form of speech indicative of advanced schizophrenia. What it means is that Tinubu actually thinks he's passing forward information when he's saying those things. Like, it's not apparent to him that he's saying things that don't make sense. That's a feature of this condition. I'm not sure how he intends to campaign for the presidential elections proper. Sometimes he has been captured needing help to stand. Well, that's really all I can say about the gaffes of Tinubu. If there's any other thing to say, it's really a clown show, but I would enjoin any Nigerians listening to this try and get involved in the elections. Go and look at the candidates and make your choice. Vote wisely. Even if you don't have your PVC or voter card, you can still get involved. You can still be vocal about the election. So that's it for the gaffes of Tinubu. Thanks so much for watching this video. Do like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Let somebody know what's going on. I'll see you guys in the next one.